Hello, how are you? Today I brought you a fruit dessert that you are definitely going to love. This sweet treat is great for your gut, super rich in fiber, anti-inflammatory, and high in protein. And best of all, you can use the fruits you already have at home. You'll see my suggestion here for the ideal combination. I'm sure you're going to love it, so stick around until the end. You won't want to miss this. Before we start this delicious recipe, no milk, no lactose, no sugar, and no flour at all to give it texture. It's also really easy to make. You don't even need to bake it. You're going to love it. I want to know from you, what's your favorite fruit? Write it for me down below in the comments. Remember to like the video. That's super important to me. It shows YouTube that you enjoy the channel, that you support and trust my content. And to get the ingredients, remember they're always in the description and in the first pinned comment. So here I have my first ingredient, which is chia seeds. This chia will already provide us with most of the fiber we're going to add to the recipe. Chia is a very interesting fiber because it's a soluble fiber. It can turn into mucilage when we add water. So I'm going to hydrate it here in our water to pre-hydrate it before adding it to the recipe. This mucilage, which will be formed with the chia, helps increase satiety, helps control blood sugar levels, and is excellent for the intestines. And chia also contains a very interesting type of fat, a precursor to omega-3, so it's anti-inflammatory, as I mentioned. While the chia is hydrating over here, I'm going to grab my gelatin, neutral, colorless, flavorless, and sugar-free. Gelatin is nothing more than collagen itself, pure, cooked. It's great for skin, nails, hair, and joints. I'm also going to melt this collagen here, this natural gelatin, in water. And now, I'm going to take this water here and put it in the microwave or in a double boiler to melt it. Because right now, what we're doing here is just hydrating it. But just hydrating isn't enough. You have to melt it. There are still some lumps left. So I'm going to melt it, and when it's ready, I'll be right back. Hold on. So I've melted the gelatin, and meanwhile, the chia has hydrated. Look at this, how it already gets gelled, really. And I did this to make it easier when I transferred it here to the coconut milk, which is the base of this recipe. It's the liquid I chose. I chose coconut milk because it has fewer carbohydrates, will be creamier, and will work really well with the flavors. I think it turns out really good, even to help balance out the carbohydrates. But you can use whatever milk you like. Tell me, which milk do you use the most? And remember, I have a video here teaching how to make it at home, okay? If you want to make it at home too. So look, I'm transferring our already hydrated chia here, and the consistency is completely different, see? I'm also going to add the gelatin dissolved in coconut milk here, and let's give everything a good mix so it becomes more homogeneous. Here in the liquid part, I'm also going to add a little bit of vanilla extract to bring out the sweetness, but I'll also add a few drops of stevia. You can use whatever sweetener you prefer. In fact, if you don't want to use a sweetener, if you think that the sweetness from the fruit is enough, that's fine too. Let me know what you prefer. And look, since we had already soaked the chia, it's easier this way, because if we add it now, we'll have to wait a bit for it to absorb more liquid. And now I'll add the ginger. Ginger, not just for its flavor and spice, but since we're thinking about a treat that's good for our gut, ginger is wonderful. It's anti-inflammatory, it helps with gas, it helps for good intestinal function overall. It's an excellent spice when we think about gut health. So let me just make sure there aren't any chia clumps here stuck together. I had already pre-hydrated it before, precisely to avoid that from happening. Everything's good here. So what am I going to do? I'll show you here. I'm going to take this container here, which I've lined with parchment paper. I'll pour this liquid in here, and here we're going to arrange our fruits. Look, I'm going to transfer this liquid mixture here into our little container, like I told you, and then I'll start adding the fruits so they're evenly distributed. And like I said, you can use any fruit you already have at home. I brought a few here that I think will go really well. First, I brought mango. Let me just use my hands to put it in so we can already start spreading it out a bit more evenly. I think mango goes really well with coconut milk. Besides that, mango is also super anti-inflammatory and has a lot of fiber, which is good for your gut. The carotenoids are really healthy too. And I think this combination of the white of the coconut milk with the yellow looks really beautiful. I'm also going to add 2 types of grapes here. I picked the pinker grape and the green grape, both seedless, to make our lives easier, right? But if you can only find grapes with seeds in your region, you can just open them up and remove the seeds, right? So that when people eat it, they don't get bothered by the seeds. Remember that this grape here, especially the red one, contains resveratrol. It's anti-inflammatory, so it ends up being an excellent option. And also, the texture of the grape and the mango. Since they're softer fruits, I think it works well later with the consistency it will have. But as I said, you can use any fruit, banana, papaya, pear, apple. Tell me, which fruit would you use to make this delicious treat? Look how beautiful it turned out. It looks like something from a restaurant, like from a bakery. Make it at home. You're going to love it. I cut it into 9 little pieces. I put them here and it ends up being a really tasty dessert, a little snack. Look how wonderful. You're definitely going to love it. I want to know which fruits you're going to use. I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video and share it with someone who needs it. Let's work together to spread this chain of kindness. That's what I want here on the channel. Let's try it. This combination of grapes and mango with coconut milk, it's wonderful. Make it, you're going to love it. Look how amazing.